Hey, it's Stiles from Brand Content Studios. Here's your Content Marketing Quickie for the week of May 7th, 2019. Let's see what you guys did to the industry this week. Want a job in content marketing? Well, you should be in good shape. There were 23,846 job openings in it last year. But what content marketing skills are the most in demand? You need to know this so you can go on Coursera and at least learn enough terminology to bluff your way through the interview. Fractal studied ads on Indeed to figure out what hirers are looking for. And while that's a fun parlor game, what makes this less than informative is that the people writing job ads for content marketing positions mostly have no clue what they want, need, or should ask for. They also don't know the proper terms, and usually they print out a glossary of responsibilities that they expect one person to handle alone. But anyway, here's what the Indeed ads are showing. They're mostly looking for junior-level positions. Then comes senior-level positions. Then interns, who will make about $37,000 to $43,000 a year. For senior roles, they want to pay $60,000 to $90,000. I can tell you I'm more expensive than that. They want 2 to 3 years professional experience, including from the interns who are just coming out of school. Nobody said you had to use logic in your want ads. The skills they want to see are social media, content creation, and SEO. The senior positions are going to want you to also be a strategy and management rock star. But overall, content creation is the big ask across all formats and channels. They want you to be brilliant for their $37,000 investment. But don't forget the soft skills. Especially interns should be good at going to get soft serve ice cream for the office. That's not what I mean by soft skills. We're talking about those interpersonal skills, a willingness to work hard, being really good at details. Unfocused, lazy jerks will probably have a harder time landing one of those multiple content marketing gigs. Congrats to my pal Steve Pratt at Pacific Content for getting acquired by Rogers Media as this little burst of podcast acquisitions continues. Hey, everyone's finally realizing that audio is a legitimate format that people like. Imagine that. If only we had 99 years of evidence from radio that was the case. Need more proof? Edison Research is always good about rounding up the numbers in terms of how podcasting is being used, how it's growing, what kind of people are listening to it. And here are the latest figures from their survey of American listeners. 70% are now aware of podcasts. So that's about 197 million people. 51% have listened to one, hopefully this one. Nearly a fourth of us listen on a weekly basis. One article pointed out almost 4 times more people listen to podcasts weekly than watched the Game of Thrones season premiere. And you may have noticed podcasting didn't get nearly the media coverage the Big Dragon Show did. It's mostly still guys that listen to podcasts, 36 to 29%, but I'm not supposed to assign genders, so forget that statistic. But it is okay to call people rich, and people who listen to podcasts are far more likely to make over $75,000 a year. So you've got a nice affluent audience with AirPods in just waiting for you. Here's a big one. Podcasting is now the most listened to form of audio at 28%. That overtakes AM/FM radio's 24%. Those DJs don't really play your song requests anyway. The robot says what's going to be played. This next stat surprised even me, and I try to never allow my eyebrows to go up. 93% listen to most of an episode. Hey, I love video, but video can only dream of that level of consumption. People don't skim audio, they really listen. Most people listen on mobile, which wasn't always the case. It used to be desktop. But listening on smart speakers is up to 10% now. Alexa, play me one of NPR's 12,000 podcasts. So you get it. People like podcasts. But why exactly? Well, the survey respondents say the number one reason is that you can listen while you're doing something else. It's the only content format that really lets you multitask, which people love to do. I'm changing my oil right now. Well, Facebook continues to confound and confuse. They had their big F8 party where Zuck told us what they're going to do next, and what they're going to do is redesign the app and website in a big way to be more about groups. Groups will be promoted and integrated in as many places as possible throughout this year. So get ready to adapt to a new look and a new experience. In the app, no more blue bar at the top. The logo and nav icons are there now. The icons for stories are bigger because they're pushing that, but the status update box is not as prominent because Facebook doesn't want to be so much about that now. Zuck wants it to be more about private communication. Private meaning, I guess, groups. They'll encourage you to join them all over the app. Facebook says groups are among the most meaningful ways that people use Facebook. I disagree, but I do like to get warned on my neighborhood group if there's a coyote roaming around. All this also smells like a tactic to get you to connect with more people. Maybe every friend you've ever had in your life is already a connection, and Facebook isn't happy that you've maxed out. So they'll have a meet new friends feature so you can connect with strangers that you don't really know, but who are in your groups, which is LinkedIn. What does this mean if you're a brand? I'd start figuring out which groups directly relate to what you sell and focus on making educational content that really adds some high value to the discussion there. In the spirit of the Content Marketing Quickie, here's a really quick story that's impactful and doesn't really need to be expounded on. You know, I'm always expounding. How confident do you think marketers are that their content marketing is working? Well, I'll tell you. A mere 10% are confident that they're making an impact. Heinz Marketing shows 63% say their content marketing strategy is either ineffective or partially effective. The trend ain't good either. That's way up from 35% who said that in 2017. 35% going up to 63% now say their strategy is ineffective. There's a lot broken, folks, and it needs fixing. It doesn't need more baseless hype. That's the Content Marketing Quickie for this week. Talk about these things with your friends and coworkers, and God forbid you tell them about this podcast so they become listeners too. That would be crazy. We'll get caught up again next week.